Can we go do something?
You know we don't have much money.
I'll fix that.
So you do know it's like 90 degrees outside, right? Are we going to the North Pole?
Okay.
Ooh, can we?
So I walked in there and they practically just handed me the pamphlets. Going to the visitor center, you're going to have a lot of choices and places to go and things to do. I feel like we can separate them into three categories. Natural attractions, such as forests, mountains, canyons, waterfalls, and things of that nature. Man-made monuments and memorials, such as museums, preserved historic buildings, cemeteries, and many other tributes. Commercial attractions like amusement parks, businesses, shops and souvenirs, and casinos. You can usually find brochures from these categories in just about any city, but if you can't find one in your local community, it shouldn't be a long drive to the next city with an abundance of similar attractions. I feel it helps to separate into categories to quickly tell which are the cheapest destinations and easily find what you are looking for.
Typically, natural attractions are cheap and possibly free with few exceptions. Observing the Niagara Falls is free until you want to ride a ferry to the bottom of it. Checking out a canyon is free until you want to zip line to the other side. Natural sights and wonders are beautiful and in many cases require little effort other than walking to participate.
Parks, in our opinion, are natural attractions as well and can be a peaceful break from the daily grind without having to go too far from home to enjoy. Some parks even have perks like guided tours, nearby campgrounds, and boat rental for relatively cheap.
I want to get on a boat.
Maybe next time.
Aww.
Personally, I'm not much of a history buff myself, and if you were to ask me questions about it, it wouldn't take you long to figure that out. But Emily is the type to stop and read every info plaque everywhere we go. I realize that there are so many out there that enjoy learning about American history, and it's very easy to find a bit of our history in just about every town in America. If you're an amateur historian, you have no reason to complain, or at least about not having things to do. Many places are going to be free, but we have noticed that some museums and exhibits charge a small fee. The fees usually go to keeping the place in good condition so that future generations can enjoy the past. American history usually leads to a conversation about something more sensitive, the lives lost protecting and preserving our way of life. This and many other monuments show the devastation of war, the pain inflicted on the soldiers and families that fight so that we don't have to. To the men and women who have served and continue to serve our country, military or civilian, we appreciate you. We will most likely not ever talk about political discussions on our channel and ask you to keep your political thoughts to yourself.
There's a huge range in commercial, and you will notice the largest collection in areas of tourism. If there is a large natural attraction near you, you probably have noticed that there is also nearby lots of shops and souvenirs as well. We don't want to bash that side of tourism because they do interest people in their own way. Some of the attractions are cheap and offer interesting entertainment, while others can be quite expensive but offer a one-of-a-kind experience. It's rare to find commercial attractions that are free, but you can, on occasion, find them. Where we live, there is a unique historical commercial attraction that is whiskey and bourbon. It is so popular, in fact, that they do tours, sampling, gifts, and have made it pretty much a way of life for certain individuals. We aren't huge whiskey drinkers, but do enjoy the scenery. That is probably the best part of this attraction. We were able to film and observe without spending money while we were here. There were many places happy to accept our money for souvenirs and such, but we weren't required to pay for being there. The staff were very nice and even gave us tips on places to go and things to see. Although the tours cost a small amount, they included a tour of how they made whiskey and even a tasting.
Being a local tourist in some cases can be more exciting than taking a trip to a far-off destination because it's relatively cheap and you get to discover new things about the place where you live. Plus, you don't have to pay for a hotel or travel fees because you live there. We spent no money on the attractions in this video, with the obvious exception of a meal and a little bit of fuel for the car. We are also confident that there are plenty of places in your vicinity that can be done for free or cheap. We would like to see pictures from your journey using this hashtag